Cheers and salutations, all you hip, cool cats. My name is Kit. Welcome one and all to Chicago Reacts. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit that ring bell notification. That way, all of you are made aware we upload new content upon our YouTube channel. And today, we are going to be watching how to get even more fancier. You know what that means. The internet historian, but we're checking out his other channel, Incognito mode, even fancier paintings. So before we play this video, as a favor for me, please support the original content creator for all the videos that we do here for Chicago Reacts. The original link is in the description box below, so please support the original content creator. I know you guys are fancy. I know you're going to get even fancier, but I know that you're cool, and that's why you're hip cool cats. So you're going to do the right thing and support the original content creator as well. All right, so there you go. And if you haven't seen it already, please be sure to give it a view as well. Lauren, who's been doing a phenomenal job for our channel, recently unboxed our 100K silver play button by YouTube. So that's incredible. I had a chance to see the video as well. It is absolutely wonderful. So give it a view, give it a thumbs up. We could not have gotten here without all of you. Onward to 1 million subscribers, hopefully. Not today, but someday. So let's keep pushing forward. And let's get ready to enjoy this video. And since I'm in charge of the ones and twos, let's get ready to check it out in 3, 2, 1.
NordVPN isn't like the other girls. Hello, incognito mode.
I hope that's true. My heart's been broken too many times.
Videos now. Alright, so the schedule for this mini-series goes like this. We did the main channel on theater, then an incognito mode on painting, which is this. Then there's a main channel on wine, and then an incognito mode on a bunch.
I'm looking forward to the wine one. That's going to be great.
Bunch of stories around wine. And there's a main channel on things that people wear.
Cool.
There's a main channel on luxury goods, and then we round the whole thing off with 2 more incognito modes. And then I go back into cryostasis.
Oh, you will be missed, brother. Please be safe. The world needs you. 2023 has been a little bit of a crappy year for yours truly. Come on. But you know what? I take that back. At least we're watching some videos that he's making, so it's putting a smile to my face, and I hope it's putting a smile to your face, which is why I'm telling you to support the original content creator. So there you go.
This first section is on the basics of painting, and we were a little bit worried to show it because we kind of felt like this will split the audience. Not because it's political or anything, but because it's so basic. So someone who already knows something about art would be like, yeah, of course, why are you telling me this? But for someone like me, who knows practically zero about art, I found it really interesting, and I thought, why the heck haven't I been told this before, right? So, first section.
I'm gonna stop from pausing here, but real quick, I think those that really know art would be excited that other people are knowing this because, let's face it, here in America, college is pretty expensive. We are constantly being bombarded with a lot of crap on social media. So I think a lot of us would be excited to know this and learn it. And, I think those that know art, I think the snobby ones maybe make up just a small percentage of that population. So let me ask you, the audience, have you ever ran into like a full-on art snob that would look down at you like, how dare you? I ran into one of those people once, a long, long time ago, back when I had hope.
Quiet on the set.
Basics of painting.
Action!
The arts.
Hold on. Now look. For those of you who don't know, we had another channel. It's now an anime channel, but it was called Chicago Reacts Movies and TV, and the intro was very same to ours right here, only except it was a cutscene of that very voice of action. just saying. I heard that. And if the internet historian might have used that from us, buddy, you're awesome, and I hope you have a great 2024. I hope 2023 has been a great year for you. Then again, this could all just be coincidence. I'm feeling pretty good about today.
The arts. Do not put an F in front of that. Worst mistake I ever made in my life. All right, first, some things that'll make you go, yeah, and, or, oh, right. So look at this colorful goo.
Ooh.
Paint. Delicious in both jam and chip form. But its raw components are just two essential things. An undissolving pigment
Okay.
and a medium.
Okay.
Now, pigments are basically just colorful dust, and the medium is the liquidy thing that the dust hangs out in.
Oh.
Now, the liquid determines what type of paint you have. Pigment plus water equals watercolors. Pigment plus glue equals acrylics.
Okay.
Pigment plus oil equals oil paints.
Oh,
So simple.
Okay.
And pigment plus, moving on. Now, the pigment does not dissolve into the medium. Instead, it's just kind of suspended in it. When the pigment does dissolve into a medium, that's a dye. So that's the basic difference.
Okay.
Now, you have to transfer the paint onto the canvas. To do that, we need to talk tools. Well, first, you can just use your fingers. It was good enough for the cavemen,
Hey, if it's good enough for prehistoric man, it's good enough for me.
and it's good enough for your mom. So it's good enough for us. Then, we tried brushes. Now, here is the anatomy of a brush. You've got the handle, the bristles,
Bristles.
the ferrule,
Ferrule.
and the crimp.
Crimp.
Now, the bristles are the most important bit. First, we were just using mangled up reeds called fronds, but they got really good once we started using animal hair. Have a look at some of the animals we used. Boar, taken from the neck or the back of the pig.
Okay.
That is the kind of brush that Van Gogh used, and it's still the gold standard for today. A goat brush. It's good, but it's not the goat. Lacks some spring, so it's mostly used for calligraphy. Badger. Now that's actually mostly used for shaving, not painting at all. Horse, raccoon, and wolf, also not great quality. But what's the worst quality of all?
Wow. I didn't know we did that with all those animals. I mean, I hope those animals did consent,
No, the gutter oil of the brush world. Well, the worst quality is camel hair brushes, and they're mostly sold as arts and crafts brushes for kids. But the weird thing is, camel hair is so low quality that it's not even used in brushes at all. Huh? Yes, so-called camel hair brushes are actually made from cats and rabbits and squirrels.
No.
But that makes people kind of sad. So they changed the name to a much less cute animal, and also one that's kind of exotic, so you wouldn't question it. Now,
Okay, camel. Camel by camel.
what's the best brush of all? What is the S tier of brushes?
Yes, dear.
Those are made from sable.
Oh my god, this, of course.
What
10
is
out of
it?
10.
Now, sable is a type of weasel. These are hunted for their fur for clothing.
No. 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 No.
It's him.
But
Damn it. Whoa, he looks all mean. I think, wait, hold on. I think that sniper was right to pop him.
when they catch them to make clothes, they actually only want the body for the clothes, and so they discard the tail altogether. But those tails have the best hair for paintbrushes, and so they are snatched up by the brush makers. Now, the hair is special because it has an interlocking scales that vastly increases the surface area, but it also holds strong in the long term. Firm and bouncy, but also soft.
It's smooth. It bounces.
Oh, yeah. Cat fancy.
It moves. Only with new Tresemme Keratin Smooth.
And they sell for upwards of $300 a brush.
What?
Alright, here's a top 10 list, sort of maybe Watch Mojo style, of the most famous paintings and just a few interesting things about them that you may not know. Pop quiz, sports shoe wearer. Look at this painting. What does it make you feel? Too late. Or if you answered in time, wrong answer. Happy, sad. I bet those are the only two emotions you even know.
Sometimes. A little bit of happy and sad.
The correct answer is shame, because you are embarrassing yourself.
Yeah.
You know nothing about the arts. So it is time to look at the best paintings to ever exist. And let's begin with the most obscure of them all. Whoever this is. The Mona Lisa. Now, I thought it went first name Mona, last name Lisa. Check it out. But turns out Mona is an honorific, meaning madam, so it's Madam Lisa. Now, relatively recently, historians have figured out who she actually is, and they found out that she's married to a Florentine merchant, Francesco del Giocondo.
Okay, so that's not what he really looked like, but it's just a stand-in guy. Okay. So Francesco, he was dating the Mona Lisa.
So that makes her Lisa del Gioconda, and that explains the alternative title of the work, La Gioconda. Now, the reason she has her arms crossed and is a little bit chubby is because she's pregnant. In fact, you can kind of see that she's wearing a veil, and that particular type of veil was worn by pregnant women at the time. Her husband commissioned the painting when Da Vinci was already well known, so it would have been very expensive. And that makes it very funny for a couple of reasons. One, it was never handed over to the family. Instead, Leo left it in his will to his apprentice.
What?
And two, because for a couple of hundred years, the prevailing theory was that she was not an aristocratic wife, but instead, a prostitute. Her hair being down and her almost absent eyebrows were common traits of working girls at the time.
Okay, so plucking eyebrows common for workers at the time. Got to be careful because of YouTube. However, Mona Lisa was painted with eyebrows, which had since faded away. Hey, who says you can't learn anything here for Chicago Reacts, huh? We're getting our learn on.
Anyway, why is this painting so famous? Well, Da Vinci was already pretty famous, and the painting got stolen. This became a very big news story, and her face suddenly started getting plastered on a whole bunch of newspapers and wanted posters, making her very recognizable. From there, she became the most famous painting, which is why she always looks so smug. Starry Night, Vincent van Gogh.
Yeah, I sure hope it does.
Painted while he was in the St. Paul de Musol Asylum. That's here. And this was the view from his bedroom window. Here is the real view a few decades later. He chose not to paint the metal bars. Now, you can see that there are 11 stars in the sky here. Supposedly, that's reference to Joseph from the Bible. Joseph, he had a hard life. The minivan, he had a hard life too. And he hoped that he would be remembered at least once he was gone. Like Joseph. And you know what? It worked out for him because
Hey, gonna pluck everyone's heartstrings, but who remembers the Doctor Who episode with Vincent van Gogh? I do. Hey, take good care of yourselves, folks. People do love you. We all love each other. Take good care of each other. That was a good episode of Doctor Who.
everybody remembers Van Gogh, and nobody remembers the guys who bullied him and called him a ginger. Also, there's kind of a theory that he was killed by some kid. Go check out Wendigoon's channel for more information on that one.
Ooh.
The birth of Venus. Alright, let me tell you what's happening in this one. So, there's this lady, Venus. She is the goddess of beauty, and she is coming up out of the ocean in a big clam, right? Now, the clam is not a metaphor for her vagina. It's that she is the perfect pearl. Get it? Now, these two here are a divine wind. They are blowing her like a hot spoonful of soup towards the shore. And she is carried all the way over to the beach. And this beach, by the way, is a real place called Paphos. It's in Cyprus. Here is what...
By the way, Venus, also known as Aphrodite in Greek. That's right, but we call her by her true Roman name. Well, I'm going to be unbiased here. The Romans were superior in every way. R.I.P. to Aurelian. I have a theory that the reason why the world is so crazy and cursed is because of the betrayal of Aurelian. Rest in peace, brother. You will be avenged.
What it looks like in real life. Now, when she arrives on the beach, a nymph shows up, which is this lady here, and she has a cloak, and she throws the cloak over Venus, and she says, "You know what? You're very special. One day they're gonna name a 4-blade razor after you." Arrangement in black and grey #1. Oh. Also known as Whistler's Mother, most famous for its appearance in the Mr. Bean movie. Now,
that was a funny movie. I really liked it when Mr. Bean like destroyed it. That was just great. That was just great how he just. Anyways, beautiful.
When Whistler's mother originally agreed to be painted, she agreed to be painted standing up, but she had to pose for so long that eventually she got quite tired and had to sit down. Here you go. And that became the famous pose. The Garden of Earthly Delights.
Ooh.
All right, this one is probably my favorite because it looks like a Where's Waldo, and then the whole thing.
Hold on. Wait.
Favorite because it looks like a.
Wait a minute. Hold on. See if we. I remember I had like 5. I think I had like 2 of the books back in the day of Where's Waldo. So hold on. Where are you at, Waldo? Where are you at? Hold on. You may not see it. I'm touching the screen right here. Where are you at, buddy? Where you at, you bastard? I think I found him. I think that's him. Oh, you can't see the mouse. Okay. Lower screen. Wait, he's not wearing his glasses and he's not looking at the camera all goofy. God damn it. Where are you? Okay, hold on. So I think that could be him. Oh, man. Great. Chicago Reacts. Looking for Waldo. Where are you at, buddy? Hold on. Ah, found him. Okay. He's right here, middle screen. So he's in between the photo booth thing right here with the stripes on it and the couple. There's the dude wearing the light purple shirt, girlfriend yellow top, green skirt. Yeah, he's standing up there, right there, top screen. That's Waldo. There he is. We found Waldo.
Where's Waldo? And then the whole thing just goes completely off the rails. So, Mr. Hieronymus.
Yes, we did pause to look for Waldo, and I hope you found him too.
Name that's going to make a comeback, is doing all of this cool surreal stuff about 500 years ago. So let's start on the left. Here is Adam and Eve, and the pre-incarnation of Jesus. And they are all hanging out in the Garden of Eden. Now what's going on in the middle bit? That's harder to explain. The best theory is either that this is Eden if people were allowed back into the garden, or if they had never left in the first place, or if man had not committed original sin. But look at the size of that strawberry. Oh, here he is. Then on the right-hand panel is hell, or at least a very bad time. This is where Oddlaw would end up, that son of a bitch. Right. Now, here's the interesting bit. It's not painted on a typical canvas. It's actually a sort of cabinet thing with 3 panels called a triptych. And the neat thing is, if you close the doors, more painting. That is the earth, and that is the firmament. A perfect balance between flat earth and globe theory. A Sunday afternoon on the island of La Grangette.
I've seen this painting before. It's very relaxing, very calming.
This thing is pretty big, and here's the real-life place it was painted after. Although they've beautified it even more with the office building at the back. Yeah. What you may not know is that it is actually a sequel. First, George Seurat painted the left bank, and that's where all the working class sit. You see these guys that, have a bit less money and stuff. Gross! And then this is the one that you all know, and that is on the right-hand bank. And all these people are a very bougie sort.
Okay.
That is Scrappy-Doo. And that's a monkey. The Last Supper. Okay, so the scene is this. All the disciples are gathered around, and this is the exact moment that Jesus declares, "Hey, by the way, I know one of you betrayed me." And this is everyone's shocked reaction to the news. Except there's one guy who's just pretending to be shocked. And here...
Judas. I forget who did the animation. There's a video out there where Jesus and Judas are running, and Jesus figures out that Judas was the one who ratted on him. And Judas proceeds to beat the crap out of him.
Is who everyone is. I thought this was Mary, by the way. Turns out that's John.
That's John?
Very progressive.
Okay.
And that's all of the paintings, and no one has attempted one since.
Okay.
And I wake up. Quickly, flip the Nord logo, Marianas Trench. Flip it the other way, 3 pyramids.
He's solving the mysteries.
There's not much time. I gotta log into NordVPN so the corporations can't track me. Marketing companies gang stalking me, listening to me through the walls. We found the death note. Wake up again. I don't have much time. The feds are at my door. Open up! I refuse to take my Nord milk pills. I wake up again. The demon in the corner of my room wants to access my NordVPN. I let him, because I can use it on up to 6 different devices.
Thanks, Nordman.
I know the corporations are building profiles on me. I go to Facebook, I go to Wikipedia, then suddenly I'm getting ads for feet on my Facebook. Big feet, big foot, big pharma. On Tuesday, I saw a red car. Coincidence? Huge deal on a 2-year plan plus 4 bonus months, 4 sides to a triangle. Coincidence? There's a guy reacting to my life in the corner right now. 30-day money back.
Hi, I am real. Yeah, love the channel and love the commercials. They're great.
Guarantee? What's the goddamn catch? Time's going faster than usual, and only a limited time to get a great deal on a 2-year plan. I wake up again. It's the perfect Christmas present.
Who are you?
Wait a minute. My family died in a suspicious house fire. Skinwalker in my house. Changed location to Finland. Different regions have different prices on plane tickets and hotels. That ain't even a conspiracy. I take more microplastics so I can see through the ether.
We're coming in, Nordman.
Pizza time.
But they're too late. I click Hyperborea and I am untouchable. If you understood anything that happened in this ad, go to nordvpn.com/incognito to get...
And protect yourselves. Protect yourselves, folks. The internet is a lovely place, but a scary place too.
Get a huge deal on a 2-year plan, plus 4 bonus months. Ad over. Alright, so this one is about how to spot a fake painting. I quite like this section, but it kind of got bogged down by all of its technical information, and it went quite long. So, here it is, for the discerning audience. How to spot a fake painting. Glug, glug, glug. Oh my god. Is that a real Michelangelo? We're here now. Quick hypothetical lower tax brackets. If paintings like this one, or this one, go for literally gajillions of dollars, that's USD, then what's to stop someone from doing this? Then this, and then this, then this, and then saying it's real when it ain't. You know, faking a painting. Turns out, not much at all. In fact, it can be very difficult to tell these fake-ass paintings from the ones that keep it real.
What?
There's a whole ass art to detecting these fakes, and it's become an arms race, where the authenticators find new ways of detecting, and the fakers find new ways to get around their methods.
Yo. But, all right, that's probably he's going to answer, but wouldn't like carbon dating or something like play a role in it? All right, but I guess I'm wrong.
Technology's advanced. Do you think that makes it harder to make good forgeries?
No, you can beat the forensics.
So, authentication. There are 3 main categories: provenance, connoisseurship, forensics. Let's start in alphabetical order. Provenance. Now, provenance follows the history of the painting, tracking down the previous sellers and the buyers, all the galleries that exhibited it. the hand-to-hand that it was passed through, all the way back to the original painter. However, the older the work, the harder it is, generally, to track the provenance. Take, for example, the most expensive painting ever sold, the Salvator Mundi, the final Da Vinci.
Whoa, I never knew about this.
Sold in 2017 for $400 million. And it can only be traced back to 1958. Back then, it was sold...
Wait.
2017 for $400 million. And it can only be...
Okay, well, I guess Prince Muhammad, I guess take good care of it, buddy. If it makes you happy, all the best to you. Why is it I think that $400 million is like $20 to him? Do you guys and gals remember when money used to mean something? $20 doesn't even get you into a movie theater anymore, I don't think.
Be traced back to 1958. Back then, it was sold for £45. But in the other 500 years of its history, no one knew where this thing was. Even today, people still dispute whether it's genuine.
I think it's a real flim-flam. And
A flim-flam?
is a made-up piece of junk. I think it's fake art news. Real in drag. Then
Yo.
it turns up in America? In New Orleans? Oh, I see. I think we've wished this Da Vinci into existence. Here's the lost Leonardo that somebody once mentioned in a book.
Provenance has gotten a lot easier over time. You used to have to track down books and read catalogs and
That's kind of crazy if he spent $400 million and the thing is fake. That's, duh. Hey, listen, if you guys ever make it big, either you have that $1 billion idea or you become rich and famous like a celebrity or win the lottery, just be careful with your money, okay? Try and live incognito, okay? You know, I always live by this philosophy. If that were ever to happen to me, I'd become a lottery winner or anything like that. If it should ever happen, I'm just going to live the way I've always been living. A little bit broke, but there might be some hints, you know. There might be some hints that, Kit Kat's doing good. Maybe.
stuff. But now it's all online. Control plus F, there it is. So you see, kid, there's nothing online. Nothing. Tell me who you bought this from, you son of a bitch. Where did you get this? Tell me the name of the auction house that sold you it. Connoisseurship. Look at the work. Do you believe what you are seeing? How does it look? How does it taste? Are these ballpoint pen strokes those of a master artist? Luckily, there are people like Martin Kemp, who spend their whole careers focusing on single artists.
I've been dealing with Leonardo for, I suppose, about 50 years.
They can pick out the fakes. So, for example, when he was looking at La Bella Principessa, he went, yep, he uses the Trois Crayons. He's a left-handed artist. The proportions of the head and the face are all correct. You know what? I'm going to give this a big rubber stamp right there in the middle of the painting. Confirmed. So, for the fakers, they have to have a keen understanding of who they are copying. One of the best fakers, Almir de Hore, for example, mastered the brushstrokes of artists such as Matisse, Modigliani, and Renoir so well that hundreds of museums are currently in possession of his works, without even knowing it. Yes, well, Michelangelo was famous for his Cangiante painting techniques, and I can't see any of that here. You're 0 for 2, kid. You're going down. Forensics. This thing's going straight to the lab. You're about to have a paint brush up with the law. Masterpiece? More like you're a real masterpiece of shit, kid. Fuck you. Alright, now the people that solve murders have really changed the game when it comes to art forgeries by implementing radiocarbon dating. Radiocarbon dating. Carbon dating? Yeah, but it's not serious. Listen, you're made out of carbon, I'm made out of carbon, paintings are made out of carbon. And when a thing is made out of carbon, there are these unusual isotopes of carbon-14, right? They're floating all throughout the air and the atmosphere. Now, all living things contain a trace of them. They are taken in when something eats, breathes, anything else. And that happens continuously throughout the life cycle. However, when the organism dies, it stops taking in new carbon, right? Which means it stops taking in new carbon-14. Same thing happens to a painting. You've stopped putting paint on the thing, no more carbon. Carbon-14 is an unstable isotope, and it decays at a very steady rate. Poof! It turns into nitrogen-14 and a beta particle.
Beta male.
And because these carbon-14 atoms decay at a very steady rate, in principle, you can look at the proportional number of carbon-14 atoms and determine how old something is. More carbon-14, newer painting. Less carbon-14, older painting. In 1985, using this technique, they caught a guy, Robert Trotter, who forged a Sarah Hon painting. Far too many carbon-14 atoms. Lock 'em up, boys. But there are even simpler methods of testing the age of a pigment. 3 Jackson Pollock paintings were found to be fake when it was determined that the pigments on the canvas weren't sold until the 1960s.
Yo.
Pollock was dead by 1956. Nowadays, there are huge pigment libraries that can be easily cross-referenced.
Ultramarine. The Emperor protects. Good to see the Ultramarines being represented here. Look at that. Look at that true blue. Ultramarine from the medieval age. Going into Renaissance, industrial contemporary, present day, and all the way up to, yes, right, you guessed it, the 41st millennium. Yes, I am an Ultramarine fan. Big deal. Get out of here. Get out of here. Look at that. Ultramarine. You know, in the medieval age, I bet that was the emperor. That was the emperor who came up with like, hey, you know what? I got this name, and it's going to be Ultra, and it's going to be a Marine. Because that's the way you spell success.
So that shows the year a pigment was first introduced, and what year it stopped being used. For example, anything that has titanium white has to have been produced in the last 80 years. I'm going to be honest with you, kid. Michelangelo never used the yellow Crayola. X-rays. Now, you can blast this thing with some radiation and look behind the painting to see what's underneath. For example, did the artist do a sketch first? Maybe this is painted over something else. If you look behind the Mona Lisa, you can actually see that she had a much larger head once, although maybe it just shrunk with age. And you can see that veil much more easily.
Okay.
Also, if you x-ray even further, you can see her fully formed skeleton. But the art forgers of today are a wily bunch. Forgers can source old canvases from the correct period. They can use error-matching pigments. Even the carbon dating can be a bit unreliable. Heck, even the X-rays can be bullshitted, as forgers take into account that their work will be X-rayed, as they do a sort of fake painting or sketch first, and then paint the next version on top. Alright kid, I'll give you $20,000 for this, or a shiny new bottle of Ritalin. Works every time.
There you go.
This section is about Shakespeare. Wow, that would make so much sense for it to be in the theatre video on the main channel.
Shakespeare.
This dude showed up and changed the game. Shakespeare. Here's the thing though. We basically know nothing about him. First, we don't know what he looked like. There are 2 best guesses. One is from this engraving on a first folio. But that wasn't put together until 7 years after he was already dead.
Oh.
One of his peers, Ben Jonson, knew him though and said, yeah, it's pretty close. So maybe. The second is a bust that was made for his grave. There are a bunch of others, but they weren't commissioned by Shakespeare himself. They weren't done while he was alive, and he didn't exactly stop to pose for them. But these are the ones we most recognize him by. This includes Chandos, which is probably the most recognizable. So this could be him, or this could be some completely other dude, or it could be an idealized version. Now, we also don't know exactly when he was born.
February 31st. Folks, just so you know, there is no 31st in February. Even though it's a beautiful month, it's a cold month here in Chicago. Plus, it's getting pretty cold here in Chicago. Hence the sweater. Hence the sweater right here. But just remember, anyone tells you that their birthday is February 31st, they're lying to you. Okay, so don't be believing everything that you see on the social media.
Born, or when he died, or how he died. His birthday is celebrated on the 23rd of April, but there's no record of that. And then he died on the 23rd of April as well. So he died on his birthday? Odd coincidence. But we know that he did marry a lady named Anne Hathaway. Yes, same as Catwoman, but this one was the original. We also don't even really know how to spell his name. There are tons of different signatures by him, but they're practically all spelt differently. And let's not even get started on the conspiracies of whether or not he really wrote his plays. The son of two illiterate parents from a lower-class neighborhood suddenly becoming the world's greatest playwright? Bit suspicious. Also, whether he was gay, or worse, whether he was foreign, or what the hell is going on with his grave. So if you go to the Holy Trinity Church in Stratford, there is his grave. There he lays, but there is an engraving above him. Blessed be the man that spares these stones, and cursed be he who moves my bones. Cursed, you see. You're not allowed to dig him up. So everyone is super spooked out by the curse, and they refuse to dig him up. So...
Okay, so... Alright. Yeah, fair enough. I guess Shakespeare was in touch with some dark magic. He could have been a psyker. He very well could have been in league with the chaos gods. So, yeah, that's something you don't want to mess around with.
Archaeologists instead have done radar scans. Turns out, his head is missing. He was grave robbed in 1794. So we can't even reconstruct...
Hold on, wait a minute.
He was grave robbed...
This one's a bit weird. There's actually a short story about Shakespeare's head being stolen. Oh, sorry, my alarm went off. Which it was published in 1879. The story itself is set in 1794. In it, a man hires a gang of grave robbers to steal the head. In 2016, Shakespeare's grave was scanned properly, and the head was discovered missing. Turns out there are all sorts of little details that match up between the short story and those of the real-life grave robbing that must have happened. Wow, the depths of the grave, the material inside, very suspicious. Seems like somebody knew someone. So they heard the story and decided to make it their own story. I wonder if they'll ever be held accountable. Just because the story happened in 1879, or either that it was set in 1794, justice is coming. So keep your head on a swivel. Shakespeare's head, hang on, buddy. We're coming to get you.
Robbed in 1794. So we can't even reconstruct him that way. And they won't open it up for DNA tests. So it's likely that we will never know the truth.
You know, it kind of cracks me up seeing that there are a lot of movies, a lot of people having too much fun with AI, having different actors play different characters throughout history. I think we've all seen them on social media. The internet, sometimes you guys and gals can get out of control.
The government is hiding something. The point is, Shakespeare stole a theatre at one point. Okay, quick Shakespeare moment. In 1599, Shakespeare was working as a playwright with his acting troupe called...
How do we even know that's him?
The Lord Chamberlain's Men. Now, they were leasing out a theatre in Shoreditch called The Theatre.
The Theatre.
Creative name. Anyway, they had a disagreement with the landlord, Giles Allen. Giles revoked their lease. Shakespeare and the Chamberlain's Men were not very happy about that, but they had no option but to walk away. But a few days later, in the dead of night, they came back. Now, the group met up just outside the theatre, and they had bribed the watchman to look the other way. Then, with daggers and tools in hand, they broke into the theatre. Now, they weren't there to kill Giles, and they weren't there to steal stuff from the theatre. No. They were there to rob the theatre. They tore down the entire building, piece by piece, and they started carting it away to a warehouse.
How do they do it?
From there, they ferried it across the Thames and over to Southwark. With the materials that they stole, they constructed the Globe Theatre. And there...
Well, how many guys did they have working for them? Oh, man. And plus, the video's almost done in 53. I got more questions, internet historian. You just can't just say, well, how did they take the whole... I guess they took the whole thing. Or is it that, you know what? You could Google it on your smartphone.
There it stood for the next 14 years until it burnt down.
Oh.
It was a performance of Henry VIII, and a prop cannon was involved. Don't worry about that. But then it was rebuilt.
Okay.
But then in 1642 it was shut down again.
Oh.
But in 1997, a recreation of the
Hey.
Globe Theatre was made once more. And in London, you can visit it today. As long as you can avoid being stabbed. And now for the best section of all.
Come on, people, we're ready to shoot. Where's the pizza box with the hole in it?
Oh, never mind, that's my cue. I gotta go. Catch you soon.
That action noise. Okay, I'm just saying. If that's a slight wink and a nod to us, I love it. If it's not, okay. I'll just imagine that it is. I'm allowed to have some ego.
Don't forget NordVPN.
Very true. So what can we learn about this? We learned how to be cat fancy. We learned how to be incredible. We learned how to understand the arts of things and so much more. So, you know what? It's wonderful to see the internet historian, especially as we are entering the end of 2023. This has been a bleak year for yours truly, and I have to say, we here at Chicago Reacts are looking forward to seeing the other content being uploaded, not only on the Internet Historian's main channel, but on Incognito mode as well. And as a favor for me, to you, the audience, please support the original content creator, follow their work, follow him on social media before he goes back into cryo sleep. 2024, who knows what's in store for us. Just keep your heads on a swivel and keep drinking water. Keep on being hip, cool cats. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for Chicago Reacts. You know, that way you're made aware. And we upload new content upon our YouTube channel. Check out our Discord page. And also, you know what? Just take good care of yourselves. Okay, folks? Art is a way for us to be fancy. We learned how to be fancy with paintings. We learned how things happened and what happened to Shakespeare's skull. If you are in possession of Shakespeare's skull, please return it back. That would be pretty cool to do. Don't sell fake paintings. Make some original stuff while you still can before AI takes it away from all of us, and it looks like AI will be doing that very soon. Until then, outstanding work by the internet historian, Incognito mode, even fancier paintings. I enjoyed it. I hope all of you enjoyed it. My name is Kit. This has been Chicago Reacts. Take good care of yourselves, and all the best.